There are fundamental physical laws in our universe.
Those rules that you're calling like a fundamental, we couldn't do any science with it. Science happens without us.
Do these rules exist in our nature?
No.
What happens in a black hole? Why does it?
No. That's
No.
No.
In black hole, does it suck in everything?
As far as we know.
Does it consistently behave?
Yeah.
Right, it's a rule.
Sure.
That's what I mean by a rule. A rule is like...
Film me fourth time. Okay, I'm going to leave because I just don't want to do it. Grew up Catholic. Became Muslim. No, please don't record me. Thank you. Just, I don't feel it. I'm a scientist. I spent 15 years of doing science. And while I don't believe that we can explain everything with science just yet, I also don't believe in one special entity who knows all and controls my destiny and has all power over all things and decides if who gets to suffer and who doesn't. I think some people just have bad character and make others suffer, and I don't think it's a decision from God. And I think fundamentally, I do think that people who hurt others are responsible for their own actions. And when we allow ourselves or others to blame God for actions that hurt others, we take responsibilities over ourselves. And I don't believe in that.
I resonate with you in terms of what you said about people and their actions and shifting the blame to others, not being responsible for themselves.
But the thing is, I also don't believe that the people who hurt others are just non-believers who haven't found the truth of God, or I don't believe that.
But people comes from all kind of faith and no faiths at all.
Yeah.
So people can be totally religious in one way, but very extreme in another.
Yeah. And there's extremists in every religion.
And
which to me means that no God is perfect.
Yeah,
because
and no
if
religion
that was the
is
case,
okay.
Then
so let's leave people aside, and just I want to talk because you're a scientist. In terms of the very paradigm of science, the way we operate, we have certain axioms within scientific investigations. We can't do science otherwise. And some of those axioms, or something that we take it for granted, the presuppositions of science or scientific methodology, are these. I'll lay down three first basic assumptions.
Sure.
That I exist, the external reality exists, and the external reality is something that I say is rational, explainable. If I did not exist, I won't be able to do the science because I don't believe I exist, so I can't really do any kind of experimentation. If the external reality wouldn't exist, then I can't observe anything, I can't experiment anything, I can't see the repeatability in my observations. If the universe wasn't rational to begin with, so whatever I observe, I cannot make a consistent, coherent inference. I cannot infer coherently.
I don't think your third point is true. I don't think your third point is true. I think it depends on the science that you do, and I think some physicists, like the Newtonian physicists, for example, wouldn't agree with me. In anything that's biology, anything that's chemistry, anything that's virology, immunology, all of that, you don't look at rules. You don't say like, oh, I've observed this 10 times, therefore it must be true. You can actually, there's a saying in science, you can never prove a theory, you can only disprove it. And a theory is only valid until it is disproven.
And science is tentative.
And science is tentative because we base our results off of statistics, which is not a rule, it's not a law. What you infer is based on statistics.
Good. So at least, as you can see, that when we are doing science, we have these axioms that we can make coherent explanation of what we observe. It's because the universe demonstrates to us. Where's your friend?
I don't know. He probably got tired of hearing me talk about philosophy.
So when we observe this universe, because the universe shows rationality in operation, that's why we're able to infer from our observation. Otherwise, we can say everything in random. Like, we cannot even generalize. We cannot use inductive method or deductive method to arrive at any conclusions.
I think you're like, there's a difference between deduction and inference, but okay.
Yeah.
Go on.
I'm saying we can't do any of those things.
No, I got you.
Right. Now, based on these presuppositions and assumptions, I want to ask you how you look at this reality of our existence.
Yeah.
There are fundamental physical laws in our universe.
Yeah.
Physical laws, and we can boil down to either the 4 of them, or eventually there's going to be the theory of everything, ultimately unifying all the forces.
Yeah. I don't really believe in that, but okay.
Yeah, but at least the electromagnetic force, the laws of...
Yeah.
Sure. These are
I don't
laws.
think these are fundamental laws, though. I think
If
these are what we know. These are what we understand right now.
these are operational.
Yeah, but
Without accepting them, we can't do science.
that's not true.
Okay, give an example where we can bypass those
You
physical...
can do research in chemistry, you can do research in biology without ever considering those things.
Do you think equations would happen? Any kind of...
We don't use equations.
No,
Immunologists don't use equations.
what I meant by reactions, sorry, in chemistry, do you think really sodium and chloride will come together and form salt?
Reaction, like I'm talking about the basic principle of research. I'm not talking about what's happening naturally. As a researcher, reactions, can you please not film me, please? Those reactions happened way before we had any understanding of these 4 rules that you're talking about. Reactions were happening naturally in the trees, enzymes were happening naturally under the water, long before humans existed. Like those rules that you're calling like the 4 fundamental, we couldn't do any science with it. Science happened without us. Science happened, please do not record me. I'm seeing the...
She's already mentioned that twice.
3 times. I'm seeing the camera blinking.
Yeah.
Thank you. Science happens regardless of whether we're here or not.
Do these rules exist in our nature?
No. We interpret nature as fitting within these rules. As far as we understand nature, this is how nature works. These rules have been made by men the way we understand nature. It doesn't mean that they're universal. You could go to Mars and life could work differently because the atmosphere is different, because the materials are different. There's elements that we don't know about yet. Berkeley scientists create elements.
What we don't know, we can't talk about it. What we do know, we can talk about. And what we do know is this, that there are fundamental rules operational.
But that's what I'm going back to. Science happens without us understanding it.
We are discovering those rules. The rules exist,
But
they're
those rules
operational.
are going to change. People thought that the Earth was flat, and that was...
Are you saying a rule which says an object which is heavier in mass will attract another object which is less in mass? Like the fact that
it depends on gravity. It depends on what's around it.
What is gravitational rule?
Gravitation depends on what's around it.
Now, what is this rule of gravity, of gravitational force? What is
a
it?
body that you can disrupt the trajectory of a body depending on its mass and the mass of everything around it. It depends on everything that's around it.
Good. So, can we use this rule anywhere in our physical world?
I don't think so. If you could use this rule anywhere in this universe, we wouldn't have the black matter problem.
Sorry?
If we could use this rule everywhere in the universe, you wouldn't have the black matter problem. You wouldn't have the unknown of...
Tell me about the black matter problem.
Of black holes.
Yeah, what about this black hole?
The universe is expanding and we don't know why.
It's not about what we don't know why. The universe is expanding because a certain rule already in place. Otherwise, the universe would have behaving differently.
No, because the black holes are centers of gravity, and we don't know why they...
So the exceptions of gravity, black holes, or wormholes, whatever you want to talk about, you can bring them the exceptions later.
Well, you can have a rule without exceptions, that's what I'm saying. Like you're
no, I'm not saying these are exceptions. I'm saying there are rules within black holes. We are discovering them gradually.
But then the rules that you were talking about, gravitational pull, that doesn't apply.
What happens in a black hole? Why does it...
No. That's
No. In black hole, does it suck in everything?
As far as we know.
Right.
Why doesn't it implode?
No. Does it just behave differently? Sometimes it takes in everything. That goes light, matter, or sometimes it just doesn't do that. Does it consistently behave?
Yeah.
Right. It's a rule. Sure. That's what I mean by a rule. A rule is like...
Film me 4th time. Okay, I'm going to leave because I just don't want to do it. I'm going to find my friend though because we have a tree to catch.
Sure.
We have a tree to catch, I'm sorry.
Okay.
But
There's
this
your
is
friend.
interesting, but yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. All right.
What was it about?
Just to wrap this up, she was busy, of course, she could not continue talking. I think what I was going to explore about this concept of rules and principles, the physical constants, the laws that are operational in the universe. As a scientist, she knows very clearly that we cannot do science unless we assume these rules exist. Otherwise, we can't make any equations of anything. Reactions won't happen. We cannot even make instruments. We can't do experimentations. So I think this is a form of somehow trying to avoid the questions of why there are rules operational in the universe. She understood the question because I already asked from the very beginning, how come she doesn't believe in a God? And all of these things will eventually link back to God, and she sees that as a problem. The moment she accepts that there are rules which are there operationally, it's going to be a massive problem then to explain the origin or source of this rule or principle. Where did it come from? Who operates them? How does it operate? And that's why she's dismissing them just for that. But if we had more time to explain, we could have just shown how these rules themselves are not conscious things themselves, and yet they operate. Like highway codes are operational in our roads, in our motorways, but they did not implement themselves or make themselves. Okay, some agent with rational thinking, intelligence and wisdom has devised it. So it's likewise, I would have just gone through this route where rules and physical constants and physical, what we see, laws operational in our universe, likewise had to be explained in a rational way. But unfortunately, we didn't have to explain that. But I have explained about this in various other videos from Speaker's Corner, which you can go back and look into, or look forward to more discussions on this nature.